A First Order Star Destroyer that is now heading to this system. Your outpost on Batuu is no longer safe. We have transports waiting to take you to General Organa's secret base on Pucara. I'll regroup with you there. The Resistance desperately needs your help in our fight against Kylo Ren and the First Order. Remember, it is vital that you keep the location of the Pucara base secret. Lieutenant Beck, one of our top commanders, will lead you.
Affirmative.
Welcome to the cause. May the Force be with us.
Engage repulsors and hold on, recruits. More ships. Launch. I am Lieutenant Beck. As you heard from Rey, I have been tasked with getting you to Pucara.
Red 2, Blue 5, keep tight now. Let's get ready to make that jump to light speed on my mark.
I should hope so. Great job. Base is secure. Bravo!
Want to take a ride on the train? Excuse me, you there?
Hollywood, 1939. Amid the glitz and the glitter of a bustling young movie town at the height of its golden age.
getting sick. So do you?
1, 2, 3, 5.
We have no phone.
And Jim. Yeah.
Alright, so it's not a real boulder, it is made of rubber. However, that does weigh 400 pounds. That could do some damage. All set? 1. Good? Alright, there we go. Good. Stunt team ready? Awesome. Alright, camera's ready, boss.
Hang on, please. Hold, please. Hold the roll.
Hey, don't mind us. We'll be finished in just a minute. Yeah.
What's that? Hey, how
What are
you
you
doing?
guys still doing here? You were supposed to be at a show.
Blacklist, Paul.
Hey, wait a minute. We can't leave these people here like this.
It is time to go, my friends. Listen carefully to your mission briefing.
Those heavy guards are protecting the train. Take them out!
Look up to us in the galaxy as much as I do. It is not unusual to find a stray species or two clinging to the hull.
Bonjour. There goes the baker with his tray, like always. The same old bread and rolls to sell. Every morning just the same, since the morning that we came to this poor provincial town.
Good morning, Belle.
Good morning, monsieur.
Slick as Gaston, no one's quick as Gaston. No one's next as incredibly thick as Gaston's.
No one is dirty.
As you see, I've got biceps to spare.
And now, we invite you to relax, pull up a chair, as the dining room proudly presents your dinner.
Be our guest, put our service to the test. Tie your napkin round your neck, sherry, and we provide the rest. Soup du jour, hors d'oeuvres, finally all we live to serve. Try the grace amidst the issues, don't believe me, ask the dishes. They can sing, they can dance, after all now this is France. And the dinner here is never second best. Go on and hold your hand, you take a glance and then you'll be our guest, be our guest, be our guest.
While the candlelight's still glowing, and the hell will keep going. Horse by horse, one by one, till you're shouting up and down. Then we'll sing you off to sleep as you digest. Be our guest, please be our guest.
or gassy, but I'm somewhere in that zone. 'Cause for the first time in forever, I won't be alone.
Majesty!
Oh, I'm so glad you're here.
Sweet dress.
We'll be hosting and toasting the whole night through as we ring in the season with you. It's the first Christmas in forever since we opened up the gate. And it's the first Christmas I remember to date, and it's already worth the wait. And it's almost time to ring the bell. It's finally here and it's happening fast. We'll make up for all we have missed in the past. It's time to celebrate as we ring in the season and
Festive tidings, midnight clear, and I'm so glad that we're all here at that time of year.
I have all I wished. All around the Christmas tree, there'll be dreams coming true. But when we're together, then my favorite gift is you. I would travel miles and miles, and I would follow any star. I'd go almost any place if it's any place you are. 'Cause when we're together, I'll forever feel at home. And when we're together, we'll be safe and warm. Doesn't matter where we are, if you're there with me. 'Cause when we're together, that's my favorite place to be. When we're together, it's a holiday every night. And when we're together,
I made him an offer of characters.
For your friend. Thank you. Have a good one.
There's Mickey Mouse. And there's his sweetheart Minnie Mouse. Aren't the two of them just the cat's meow?
Girls, come on! Leave the saving the world to the men? I don't think so.
Stop in the name of the law.
It's me.
It is you. I just love happy endings.
What have we here? Oh, you can. You keep surprising me. I've got 24 hours to get rid of this bozo. And you are wearing his merchandise!
Gee, thanks everybody! It sure has been a whole lot of fun, but trust me, it's only the beginning. See you real soon! brighten as the sun, rising in the east. Tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, beauty and the beast. What would I give if I could live out of these walls? In your imagination, someday my prince will come. Someday we'll find true love. With a scream of fright and a bolt of light, turn my hair to white. Now I'll turn that little mouse's dream into a nightmare phantasmic. Imagine this. Magic mirror on the wall. All the forces of evil I You may think you're so powerful. Well, this is my dream. Mysteries and magic, visions fantastic, leading to strange and wondrous dreams. Dreams of make-believe, but with the old magic you'll find when all of the night the forces ignite to blind you with fright. Some imagination, huh?
in me. You got troubles, and I got them too. There is anything I wouldn't do for you. We stick together, we can see it through.
Por favor, manos, brazos, pies y piernas.
Resistance prisoners. You have what I want. You know the location of the secret base, and I will take it from you.
You're needed on the bridge.
Keep the prisoners here. I will return to finish this personally.
Detachment. There they are! Fire!
The prisoners have escaped.
How brave, but ultimately hopeless.
Of recruits, thanks to your heroism.
International Gateway, Disney's Pop Century Resort, and Disney's Art of Animation Resort.